Hello, YouTube. This is the Galley La Podcast, and today we are going to be reviewing One Piece Manga Chapter 1162, God Valley Battle Royale. Please like and subscribe if you have not. Leave your comments below. I am Akainu Fanboy. The other guy is Geboss. So we have a continuation of the Yamato cover story. Geboss, your thoughts? Because I have none.
It's the finale, so thank God that it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at the thing here. They don't even show page 1 on the cover. It's like, why put Alti and not page 1?
We haven't seen enough Momonosuke.
Yeah. I have thoughts, but that's for another
thing. Terrible little cover chapter stories, with the exception of Moria, Gecko D Moria.
That's the highlight.
Pretty awful. That was the only light. So we get the chapter started. We see that Rox is fighting Garland, and then Roger's breaking out Shaki, and they're just like all kind of getting moving right now. The chapter is kind of referred to as this battle royale, and we don't really see much in the way of an insane battle, I guess, between the people we would want to see the battle, and you just kind of see a lot of clash between fodder and the offing, and you just see Rayleigh carrying Shaki as well.
I mean, in this one sequence, but I don't know. I think it's just kind of all hell broke loose because there's so many different factions on this island right now.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I do like the stuff with Shaki though, because she looks really happy being rescued by Rayleigh and everything.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a nice moment, and then we get to good old Kuma, and
we've seen this scene before.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking do we need to rewatch this? Let me see this all again, kind of thing. When we can show other stuff, but it's always good to see Kuma, and then we see Big Meme coming in here, trying to get the fruits as well. And I don't know if it was the translation on my end, but when you see Garp corresponding with Sengoku, it comes off as a little weird. He said the guy up and vanished from Navy Life sometime afterwards, and I'm not who is he referencing?
Oh, I have no idea. But when I first read it, I thought Sengoku was being kind of shady about it. It was like, oh, I think I recall someone alluding to it in a vague rambling report once. I don't know. He seems like I guess you can read it that he's he probably is sincere that he didn't know about it, but I don't know. My first impression that he was kind of sus.
So Garp is clearly referencing the slaughter, the genocide happening, and then Sengoku just kind of goes on this weird tangent.
I mean, he probably through the grapevine someone leaks something about the hunt happening, but it is nice to see the confirmation that Garp doesn't like what's going on, which makes sense.
Yeah, it's clear. I know people were crapping on him, but I think it was pretty clear that he had an issue with this, but he didn't know.
I think it was just a meme thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And when we see Zebek with his wife, I think this is.
I was going to say before that, really quick, on the page with Garp, there's this wild theory that I read. So if you look at the very first panel where it's the people fighting, and you see Stussy and he's Silver Axe, right? Or
yes,
whoever. Yes. Yeah. That looks like Marco, doesn't it? Who's kicking him?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But Marco would be too young for this. So people are asking is that Marco's dad or what's going on? But I saw a crazy theory that Marco is the perpetual Phoenix fruit user. And whenever he dies, he just gets reincarnated, but he doesn't remember his past life.
That's really weird, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's such like a unique design for Marco and everything that it's like, okay, why is Oda's not short for character designs, so why is he using Marco here? But
right,
I don't know, just something that I noticed when I was reading it. But
yeah, for sure. So okay, but just kind of going back real quick to the Garp thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think okay, you said you didn't really have an understanding of who the person Sengoku is referencing, or is this code, or like I'm just confused? Because like, what does that have to do with Garp's talking about?
I mean, Garp's asking like, did you know what was going on here? And Sengoku's like, well, I vaguely remember someone alluding to it in a report once, but that guy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
yeah. So the guy that leaked it probably got taken out or retired or something. Maybe it was Kong.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Kong, most moral character in the show. But so when you get to the next part with Zebek and his wife, I do think this is a nice change of pace because it isn't the shaky synth fest that you were talking about previously, like what you were concerned about. You know, Zebek has other priorities, which is really good to see. You get to see kind of like the demon incarnations that are popping up too. And we see Garland. He took some hits, and the Gods Knights feel pretty confident that they can take down Zebek right here as well too.
I don't know, because if it weren't for their immortality, they would be dead, like straight up. Look at that wound with Garland. He has like his head basically cut in half.
But because of the Conqueror's Hockey, right?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about so I thought that the Domini Reversi was strictly an emu thing, but it seems like all the Gods Knights can do it, or at least Garling, because maybe wasn't Garling the head of the Holy Knights? Yeah, or the Gods Knights, or whatever they're called now. So maybe he has that special privilege, special power to do that.
Yeah. I was definitely confused about that too. And you know what's kind of interesting is, like, we're talking about resemblances. Zebek's wife looks a lot like Jenny.
I was thinking that too, but I don't know if that's something that should be noted or what.
Yeah, because like obviously Jenny is here as a kid, and we don't on the same island too, right? And there hasn't been any indication on who her parents are, or if Zebek's wife had another kid potentially.
Well, I would say maybe even like sister or something, but
yeah. But they do look very alike though.
Yeah,
difference is very uncanny here.
But I mean, we did see Ginny get shipped from a different, like we saw Ginny getting shipped in from a different location, so she wouldn't be native to God's Island.
Yeah, but I mean, she could have been shipped in, or they were separating them off. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like a bit of a coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, well, Oda has been criticized that his female characters look similar, so
yeah. So anyways, so you know, she's trying to defend Blackbeard. Blackbeard seems normal, and we're making Zebek to seem more heroic and more sympathetic in this panel right here.
So I wouldn't say heroic would be the phrase. More like he's just protecting his family. You don't have to be necessarily heroic to do that.
Admirable qualities, traits. I mean, I think there's some expectations of, like, this guy's the quintessential pirate from what we've been told, you know, and to see him defend his family is like, you know, when you get people like Dopey chopping off his dad's head, for example, you know, like, I don't think we would have the expectation of Blackbeard to do this if he was in his dad's shoes, if you will, because you don't see him show any loyalty to anyone, you know?
Yeah, but they're not going to be one for one.
Oh yeah, for sure. No. I'm just saying, like, I mean, honestly, I don't see that much in the way of any similarities between the two, to be quite frank. I can't really think of any character quality. Maybe like they're both schemers, and they both have big aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like anything else, I don't really see much. You know, like Blackbeard's kind of like this fat, cowardly, betrayer. You know, and his dad is kind of like the complete invert. You know.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Just kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think that the kids are going to be carbon copies of their parents. I mean, you look at Garp and Dragon, you look at even Dragon and Luffy, they're not going to be the same.
Sure.
They have similarities, but they're not going to be like one for one, like that. But
yeah, I'm talking more in terms of like, let's just say, not their genetics, but like Kobe being the new Garp, or Luffy being the new Shanks, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting because I think we might have brought this up in an earlier discussion of the chapters, but I think Blackbeard might be following the, like, what he thinks Rox is in his head, because it seems like Rox has been hidden from the history books. But if from what he does know, he could be like just trying to be like, oh, he's like the worst of the worst pirate, and that could be the standard that he's trying to live up to, compared to, I think it would be interesting to compare like Loki, who idolized him, but he knew him personally and saw what he was like. Mm-hmm. So there's the different sorts of idolization based on reality versus what you think about like in your head, you know, because like from here, like Blackbeard as a kid, like we assume that Rox is going to be killed here, so he wouldn't know his father at all, only stories. So, and
I do think he's
I
do think he's old enough to at least have some memory of what his dad's doing right here, you know, which I think is like an admirable quality.
I don't know. I don't agree with you just saving your family, like being separate from like bad guy versus good guy. I believe that the bad guys would save their families if given a chance.
So I'm just kind of trying to think of some alternative cases here, like Hunter X Hunter, when it comes to the Gyro or whatever, that one villain from the Chimera Ant arc that kind of just whatever he wants somewhere else, like where you have the story where his dad like brutally abuses him and then he like leads him to become like a more sinister villain, for example, you know. And I think like Blackbeard's shaping up to be like one of the final villains, the quintessential villains here, you know. And I think like not having to be, I guess there's usually this trope in manga where there's usually an abusive parent that leads to a terrible villain a lot of the time, you know.
But
you know,
I think it would be I mean, Rox has done bad things, but not to his family. It seems like he actually loves his family. And I think it would be kind of going against that trope, being like, oh, Blackbeard just grew up to be a shit person, regardless of like how much his family loved him. Kind of like Doflamingo in that sense. Like Doflamingo, despite like what happened with his father and everything, like it seemed like his father did what he thought was best for him, you know?
Yeah, right. But like I said, I'm not making it based off of your parent per se. I'm making it off the being the new version of said character thing, you know? And I'm just saying, like, they're just like very different people. Blackbeard grown up versus Zebek grown up, you know? I think there's like a bit of honor with Zebek. Yeah. And like a concern for other people's well-being that we've never seen demonstrated with Blackbeard whatsoever, you know? Yeah. And I think that's kind of the thing that throws me off, and maybe Oda will make that connection. I'm not saying it's a critique. I just kind of think it's weird a little bit, you know, like tons of parallels between Shanks and Luffy, tons of parallels between even like Garp and Kobe in terms of like what motivates them and how they live their lives on a general way. I bet I don't see that connection between Rox and Zebek yet.
And I think that's probably intentional because, like I said, both Garp and Shanks were involved with Luffy and Kobe directly, compared to Rox here, who is absent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it is kind of funny with like, I mean, obviously, there's always going to be this irony that Oda puts in all the time, where the guy that's praised to be good, like Garland in his title, is a terrible father, while Zebek is a good father. You know, good as you could be as a pirate, as a father, obviously. Yasop and Usopp and all that stuff. But so we get to see how this valley formed right here. You know, it was just like probably another feat that Oda wanted to throw in. But I think there might be a symbolism here of him slicing this mountain in half too. Kind of like maybe one day Blackbeard's going to do this to the world in some way, shape, or form, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I saw people were like upscaling this, and I was like, I mean, this isn't really even that impressive. I mean, in terms of swordsmanship, like last arc we saw Nosturo cut Egghead in half.
Yeah.
But no, I think God's Valley was already split. I think he's doing a different cut here, like it's perpendicular to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is one thing that I'm kind of disappointed about in terms of the paneling. Like, it seems like this sword slash should have been like a bigger deal. Because it's like crammed into like the two little panels, really. You don't really get the scale of it.
Yeah, for sure. But when you kind of had this weird transition right afterwards to the Big Mom Kaido thing, which I was kind of thrown off guard. I know we talked about this over text, but like the way, okay, so one, Big Mom talks to Kaido about this, and Wano saying like, you owe me a life debt because I gave you the fruit. And Kaido kind of like begrudgingly kind of concedes like, yeah, I owe you a life debt, you gave me this fruit. And this is not how that went down at all. You know, he like, it's like kind of the exact opposite. She wanted to give the Katakuri, Kaido steals it from her. It looks like Kaido was on the way to take it. He knew where to get the fruit anyways. I don't think Big Mom was really essential to him getting this fruit at all, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I think that we Mandela affected ourselves into believing like the life debt thing meant that Kaido was like on the verge of death until he got his fruit.
Yeah.
I think we kind of maybe misinterpreted that. But I think my point when we were texting was that potentially like Kaido getting the fruit could have saved his life. Like we see at the end of the chapter, he's about to get in a big fight, like, and maybe the only way he survives is because he ate the fruit, because Zoans have like more durability than other fruits.
I agree with all that. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I just don't think Big Mom gave fruit.
No,
like that's that's the part where I'm like, where are you guys getting this from? You know, like both Kaido and Big Mom, like, are you guys having like amnesia? You know,
I mean, maybe Big Mom's like, oh, like, you wouldn't even have even gotten the fruit if you hadn't like attacked me for it, you know, so you owe me for that.
Yeah, I guess I kind of would have been like, no, because I just took it from you, or like I was about to find it myself, you know, like if this may be a little bit of a contradiction, you know, like how Oda just kind of changed it as time went on, you know, because the exchange they have in Wano does not reflect at all how like they would naturally, because it kind of accepting her plot or narration of the story, and right here they're just basically fighting for it. Yeah. You know, there's nothing voluntarily about this, you know.
Yeah, but I do like the shit-eating grin that Kaido has when he's actually eating the fruit.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty good.
Yeah, that actually, like, he's shown more personality here in this chapter than he has all of Wano, I feel.
This is the flashback, right, that we needed to give him character and purpose, right?
Like,
just a grin.
I actually, this one panel, I could be like, okay, I kind of understand why King maybe thought he could have been Joy Boy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm trying to remember if he probably did, but like earnestly smiled in any of Wano.
More like a sinister way, but yeah, it's, man, I forgot that whole thing, the whole Joy Boy thing, man. That was, geez, I don't know what that was. But yeah, so jumping down, we see Dragon with Shanks, and then we see Blackbeard with his mother, and it's an interesting parallel for sure, because we definitely see animosity between the two later on, you know, and Shanks has extreme beef, and they are not fans of each other, but they had similar and different upbringings at the same time. You know, it is interesting, the one with the more morally better dad, Blackbeard, becomes the scoundrel, and then Shanks, with like the kind of terrible human being for the dad, becomes a really good person. So
yeah,
a little bit of a contrast there.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Oh, one thing that we did forget to mention was that Rox told Eris and Blackbeard to go to Lulusia, which was the one that was destroyed by Imu with the Mother Flame. So I wonder if Lulusia was destroyed for any other reason. Like, I know Imu said, like, oh, because it's close, but maybe it's something else because Blackbeard was there or something. And yeah, and like maybe the last remnants of the Davy clan or something.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, and then so basically they come across this treasure right here. We still see Garp reflecting on nothing makes sense here, even justice. They're begging for the world government to let them go. They said, you know, they're not.
Yeah, I got Ohara flashbacks with this, like them just taking out the innocent people. It's
interesting that he stayed through this whole thing. Stay with the Navy, and I would love for Oda to illustrate why some of these guys stay in the Navy. Like, what's the thing that persuades them to stay rather than being a revolutionary? Because I feel like he needs to, I think, portray the pirates in a more particularly psychopathic way, in a way, to help justify them being in there, you know, where they see like so much bad stuff, where it kind of convinces them to stay in this broken system. Because I think it's kind of been a while before we've seen that, because Egghead, it was more of an anti-world government arc, and now we're in Elbaf where it's the same thing too. You know, so I think that way it kind of makes more sense for why these characters stay in the system, you know, because I know going back to you know, the starts of Water's 7 arc, where we have like Luffy warning those citizens, watch out, like with Kuzan, he's a Marine, and then the citizens are like, so?
Yeah.
And then Luffy's like, oh yeah, we're usually the bad guys and they're usually the good guys. But the thing is, like, we haven't seen that in a long time, you know, so we just right? Yeah. Or you know, yeah, I think we just like forgotten the reason why the Navy is the Navy and why they stay to be Navy, you know. There is like a reason why they do what they do, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I forget where it was said by someone that. Oh no, I think it was Harald in this flashback. I think that
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
good people in the Navy, and that's the best. They feel that that's the best place where they can do the most good. So
yeah.
that's probably why. So yeah, I'm wondering because okay, you get the only one. So there's Garp and Bogard, who are like the main named Marines that are there. But it seems like even like the Marines are shooting the people trying to escape God Valley. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It would make more sense if they were like strictly world government ships compared to Marine ships, you know? So,
yeah.
Because it seems like the Navy was involved with the setup because we saw Dragon there and everything, but they weren't there for the actual hunt. So
yeah, true. Yeah,
but I kind of wish that there was maybe a panel that showed like someone questioning why they're shooting on the civilians, you know, and being like conflicted.
Yeah, because then the only other time we see them do is like the O'Hara thing.
Yeah.
And they were justifying it through the ancient weapons and all this other stuff, you know, right? Where they had time to create a propaganda thing that would program them. That has not been done here.
Yeah, and that's where you first see Akainu saying like, "Oh, we can't let anyone go through." But yeah,
because he genuinely believes it would be the end of the world if they escaped, kind of thing.
Yeah,
right.
I wish there was something a little bit more with this, because just another thing that I feel like we're missing the gap from. I feel like we're still missing something here, because this next part with Saturn sat up on the rock. I'm so confused because we see like Kuma saying in the flashback, like, even if I only manage one more, I'm going to save as many people as I can. So
yeah,
why did Saturn let Kuma go? Because Kuma was saying this to Saturn right after Kuma got the fruit. Yeah. And like, why is he sat up on this rock right now?
Well, he sucks at what he does. Let's be real. Like, this is like 2 L's back to back.
Yeah. But I mean, there's not even like a scene to say like he got pulled away from something, by something, or Kuma teleported himself away. Because I mean, the next time we see Kuma in this chapter, he's like healing people and sending them away off the island. So
right.
Yeah,
I think in the anime it's pretty abrupt too, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, because we were gonna get more with this flashback, but there's still that missing link there. And the only people that we could have seen it from would have been Kuma's flashback and then this one, because I don't think there's going to be another point of view for God Valley that we don't see.
And I will say Saturn like is like, I can understand why Ibu killed him off, because like he had 2 big failures under his belt, you know. And so we start to see like so we see Kuma heal everybody, and then we see the Conqueror's Hockey kind of drop down and everything, and obviously everybody, like, the God's Knights just get off-screened basically, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know if I'm surprised by it. Yeah, maybe I was surprised by it, because they really tried to amp up like Garling to be this powerful guy, you know. So
I mean, I figured we weren't going to get like big on-screen fights, but like I wish we had seen a little bit of something. But I mean, I do like the shot of Rox with his like in the darkness, cloaked by flames. I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would have honestly just preferred Oda cut all the stuff regarding Kuma, even though I love Kuma, and just give us some 5 panels. Because this wasn't much of a battle royale, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like 2 pages that could have been saved if you just ignored the Kuma stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got like
Saturn part.
Yeah, no, we got the like the redone thing for Kuma eating the fruit with Big Mom and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah,
but
a lot of it just wasn't really necessary, to be honest. Like there's so much more that could have been covered, unfortunately, you know.
But
and when you but it was cool to see the panel with Kaido, Whitebeard, Zebek. Now for this part they said save Saturn. What is this transformation? So it looks like Emu took over Saturn.
Yeah, because we see Emu's eyes and everything. So I thought it kind of disproves the theory that Gunko was the only one that could have been taken over. Because I don't know, I figured since we explicitly see like Gunko as like the attendant in the flower garden, that she would be the only one that would have been able to be taken over. But it seems like Emu can just take over anyone who has the special seal. But so it seems like it's gonna be like Emu. It seems like it's gonna be more like Emu's gonna be fighting everyone here. So do you think that Garp is gonna get in on the action too?
Let's see. And see, that's where it's kind of weird. Like if Garp fights Emu, you know, because it's like, okay, like Emu's like, I don't care who you are, dude. Like you gotta go. You know, you tried to fight me. You know, and you're like linked to the D clan and everything. Like you should be gone. So, because again, from the story, and then maybe the story is becoming more and more or less true. Garp and Roger defeated them.
Well, so the other thing is that maybe like Kaido and Whitebeard get taken out, and Rox gets Domini reversied by Emu. And then Roger and Garp have to team up to fight the possessed Rox.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think that's fair. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I can't see Garp attacking Emu directly. I don't think that makes any sense.
Maybe he's just like gonna run around and start just randomly punching strong things, because I don't know if he knows, like, he would even recognize Saturn at this point.
So Garp does see Saturn right now, though. Yeah.
I mean,
can we assume that?
But I mean, would he connect like Saturn transforming into this?
No. I'm just saying, but he sees this entity right now. Like,
I think so, because he it shows that Garp, Rox, and Roger all sense the hockey coming down.
Yeah. And I guess like what I find interesting here too is like, I don't know if this is a plot hole or not, but you think like Whitebeard or Kaido would have brought up Emu at any point in the story?
I don't know, because I mean they seem kind of confused by it. They seem kind of not sure what's going on, and Rox seems intentionally vague about it, because he says, what is it, you ask? If it had, that's a weird wording of it, but he basically says it's the world. So
yeah,
I think that's interesting that like when Van Ogre says to Saturn,
right,
what Blackbeard's after, he says the world. So
yeah,
maybe he's specifically targeting Emu then, instead of taking over the world. But I mean, taking down Emu would basically be like taking down and over the world. Yeah,
I still think the amount of screen time we've had with Kaido and Whitebeard, I feel like they would have brought it up once. I guess maybe Kaido more, you know, because Kaido's so big on strength and a strong entity. So it's like, okay,
what? Wait,
you know, like
who was in Kaido's top 5 again?
it was Zebek,
Roger,
Roger, yeah, and
Luffy.
Luffy.
Roger, yeah. I think Whitebeard was in there too.
Yeah, it's just like you think Emu or Garp would have made it. You know, I mean, obviously Kaido ran away from Garp. you know, like maybe it shouldn't be seen as this like dogmatic way of power scaling or whatever. I'm just saying, like, obviously it was just kind of more of like a thing there, but I don't know. Maybe once you think, because I assume Emu's gonna rip these guys apart. So you think that would leave a mark on Kaido of like your Kaido's all about being the strongest, right? You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we need to learn like where he learns about Joy Boy, because I don't know where exactly. Maybe I'm misremembering because Wano had so much in it, but where he specifically learned about Joy Boy, and maybe once if he learns about like Joy Boy and Nika, that could be like, oh, I can get stronger and then take down Emu potentially, or something.
Right.
But yeah. But speaking of kind of really quick, I think he's shown more personality in this chapter than he did all of Wano, because he's like, hey, check it out, I finally got my ability, and he's just flying around.
Yeah.
Showing off.
For sure. I mean, I feel like he's gonna get packed up pretty bad here.
I mean, it's his first time using the fruit. I was gonna say, it's kind of weird that he has like such good control of his ability, because like it looks like he can fly and use like the clouds. But I mean, I'm thinking about like Kaku got his Zoan fruit the day that Eddie's lobby happened. So
right. It would be weird to kind of hurry. I ended up getting that fruit.
It'll probably be in an SBS. Like, because they did that with Ivankov, because Ivankov potentially could have eaten the fruit, and Oda drew Ivankov with Kaido's fruit, and it's horrendous.
Good stuff. So but a good chapter. Like I said, I just kind of wish there was more fights between the big heavy tiers here, but I hope they don't skip over like a good fight between Rox and Zebek. Rox, Zebek, Roger, Garp, and everything.
I feel like if anything, this is kind of what the big climax is going to be. So I don't think Oda would necessarily skip over that. I mean, we're having a break next week, so maybe he's like doubling his efforts trying to do stuff. But But one thing before we log off, so there's this. So when Saturn's talking, he's saying things have continued to unfold outside of our expectations. All this intense destruction, I believe, if it continues, we risk something else being unleashed. So we see Kaido in the background of that, but I don't think he's necessarily talking about Kaido, and I don't know what that would be, because right under that it says that must not be permitted. So it seems that that leads to Emu intervening, and I mean, I don't have any idea what they could potentially be referencing here.
Bogart.
It's true. We did get to see Bogart this chapter, though. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what could potentially be unleashed if like Emu is not directly involved here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe just Blackbeard getting away.
The JD clan and the Buccaneers or something.
Yeah, because for the record, I do think like the government never knew who Blackbeard was. You know, because I feel like he would have been killed right off the rip. You know,
I mean, it seems like Saturn knows, because he knows about his unique physiology. But maybe he only figured that out after he got like his second devil fruit.
Yeah.
So
I think if he became a warlord and he was like a Marijoa, before the war and everything, I don't think they would have let him out of there alive,
Yeah.
So, but good chapter. Definitely a lot to discuss for sure. But any closing thoughts?
No, I hope that there's a good fight next week or whenever the chapter comes back. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. All right. So please like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts below in the comments on a review and the chapter. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace.
See ya.